On the occasion of the IPC General Assembly in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, the Paralympic Awards Gala, proudly partnered by IPC's Gold Patron Alliance, was held to honour top athletes, officials, international media and contributors from the scientific and academic world. It recognised their achievements and contributions based on the last Paralympic Games in Beijing 2008. The winners of the awards were selected by 3 awards committees, composed of members of the Paralympic movement and specialists in the relevant areas. The Paralympic Sport Awards honoured top athletes and officials. Best male athlete Matthew Kadri from Australia once again proved his outstanding talent in Beijing, where he won 4 individual gold medals and 1 relay gold medal, each in world record times, as well as 3 silver medals. His performances far surpassed his own expectations, and he particularly enjoyed the 50-metre freestyle and the 4x100-metre medley relay.
Where do you see yourself in the next few years, and how many targets do you set yourselves?
I try to take things year by year and make sure that I'm enjoying myself. I think that's the most important thing about competitive sport, is that you're enjoying what you're doing. So as long as that's happening, I'll definitely still be here. I'd love to go to London. I think that's something I'm very excited about. But in between there, we've got World Championships in 2010 in Eindhoven, and also for Australians, we've got the Commonwealth Games coming up as well next year. So it's very exciting time to be involved in Paralympic sport, and especially swimming.
Another swimmer, Sophie Pascoe, made an outstanding debut at the Beijing 2008 Paralympic Games, as her impressive performance won her 3 gold and 1 silver medal in the swimming events.
Now, at the age of 15, Sophie was the youngest New Zealand athlete to compete in Beijing, and she was the youngest New Zealand athlete ever to win a medal.
The second award of the evening for Australia was presented to the Australian men's wheelchair basketball team for the best team performance. The Rollers, as they're called, are the reigning Beijing 2008 Paralympic Games gold medal team, after defeating Canada 72-60 in the final. But Canada need not be disappointed, as their exceptional athlete Chantal Petitclerc was named Best Female Athlete. In China, Chantal increased her career total to an impressive 21 Paralympic medals. In the intense environment of the Games, Chantal never failed to support her teammates, respect her competitors, and conduct herself as a true ambassador for her sport, country, and the Paralympic movement.
Here comes Dong in lane 3, and Chantal has a bit of work to do in lane 5. She's coming back now. She might just take it on the line, and she does. What a comeback.
The last award in the sports category went to exemplary team official Wang Jinjian. As the chef de mission of the Chinese Paralympic delegation, Mr. Wang's contributions to the Games were outstanding. He not only supported the preparations of the Beijing Games with his expertise in finances and human resources, he also ensured the participation of Chinese Paralympic athletes in all 20 Paralympic sports. With the Paralympic Media Awards, the IPC honoured members of the international media who presented the highest quality and most dynamic coverage of the Beijing Games in 4 categories: broadcast, written, photo and radio. IPC's Gold Patron Alliance is aware of the importance of the media for the Paralympic movement.
As Gold Patron of IPC, Alliance promotes the global recognition of the Paralympic sports and the Paralympic movement worldwide. Throughout the Games in Beijing, the media have played a significant role in enhancing the awareness about the efforts of the athletes in getting prepared for these events and putting their best efforts into them, to an extent that not only the athletes themselves, but every person with a disability worldwide can get some recognition finally also in the media.
Welcome to Beijing. I'm Steve Rabilliard and our ABC Sport team is delighted to be here. It's both our pleasure and privilege to bring to Australia the most extensive coverage ever put together for Paralympic sport. Indeed, across the next 11 days, the ABC will show more of the Paralympics than any other international broadcaster.
Francis with 50 to go, he runs to the lead, it's a triple treat for Heath Francis, he wins it!
ABC Television is Australia's only national commercial-free public television broadcaster. ABC Television produced more than 120 hours of Paralympic Games coverage from Beijing. 100 hours of this was live. This was the biggest coverage by an Australian broadcaster in the history of the Paralympic Games.
And it was just for us an absolute pleasure and privilege to bring all those wonderful stories and achievements of all those wonderful athletes to the people of Australia.
The Sunday Telegraph has been committed to the coverage of the Paralympic Games and sport for persons with a disability for many years. No surprise that their work again received recognition.
You know, the Telegraph Media Group has won its second media coverage award of the Games. We won it for coverage of Athens as well. And I'm lucky enough to be the guy that is the Paralympics correspondent, amongst other things.
BBC Radio sent a small reporting team to cover the Games, providing material for sports and mainstream programming into the national news and sports network called 5 Live. The BBC has been committed to the coverage of the Paralympic Games and sport for persons with a disability for over a decade.
You never know what to cover, but there are lots of challenges and lots of athletes. The BBC Radio 5 Live wish to continue that, and they wish to support you, the Paralympic movement and the Paralympic family, in ensuring that in every outlet, everybody gets the opportunity to understand, to follow, and to appreciate this great sporting movement.
Damir Senchar covered the Beijing 2008 Paralympic Games working for the Croatian news agency HINA. The IPC was proud to honour him for his success in visualising the spirit of the Paralympic Games. His winning photo shows Thailand athlete Yakrit Punthong as he enters the sand during the men's T11 long jump final competition at the Beijing 2008 Paralympic Games.
So, Damir, tell us the feelings of receiving this award.
Well, I'm very proud. I hope everyone in my country will be proud, so my wife especially. It's a big award for sure. Biggest I won until now.
Congratulations once again. And how do you think this award is going to boost your future work?
I hope I will go to another Paralympics, and another Olympics probably. I hope it will be good.
The Paralympic Scientific Award recognises one outstanding contributor to the field of sport for persons with a disability. This award not only acknowledges and rewards the work of researchers in this field, but also serves to promote and encourage further study and enhance the quality of work in this area. Throughout her international professional career, Professor Dr. Gudrun Doll-Tepper has lent distinction to scientific evidence for adapted physical activity and Paralympic sport. She has a worldwide reputation as a spokesperson for equal rights, with particular emphasis on access and inclusion, regardless of a person's abilities, gender, religion, or family background.
Yeah, this is a very special moment in my life because I've been involved in disability sport for more than 40 years. And to receive this award is something that is very emotional. I mean, as a scientist, I should maybe be more distanced, but I'm emotional.
Now tell us, what gives you the passion to be so involved for such a long time and to produce such marvelous work?
Well, when I started, I was a student in physical education at the University of Berlin. That was 1968, 1969. And out of curiosity, I started to work with children with cerebral palsy. There was not much information existing, so most of it we tried to put into practice without really having written material or curricula and all that. But over time, I got a better understanding of education, of rehabilitation, of therapy. But then I also found out that there is this competitive element. And ever since, I've been working in the field, and I find this very exciting, very inspirational. And I hope that many other people will also have that same approach.
The Paralympic Awards were presented for the third time after 2007 and 2005. The next award winners will be selected in 2011, based on the achievements during the Vancouver 2010 Paralympic Winter Games.